Yeehaw! Hi guys! As you know, my name is Tanya. This is the Tanzel Show, and today I'm going to be doing my personal top 10 scary horror films. Ooh, a pen. Now, I know there are lots of subgenres of horror films, such as slasher films and psychological films, but I'm just concentrating on kind of the supernatural ones, the ones where there's things in it that you wouldn't find in real life, like aliens and creatures and monsters and ghosts and ghouls. That's the ones I'm focusing on, the properly supernatural, fantasy, sci-fi-esque ones. If there's no creatures, things in it, then it doesn't count. Number 10 is The Descent. Oh my god, I still remember very clearly watching this in the cinema. It's so dark. It's so dark and it's so small. So good. If you've got claustrophobia, I don't recommend you, or maybe you could watch it in the safety of your own home with friends. People who go into these like underground caverns for fun, just to do tours of these little scene places. The group of women go down there and it all goes wrong. Surprise! They're not alone down there in the deep, deep dark in the small little caverns. This is directed by Marshall. He also did Dog Soldiers. That's not on this list, but I highly recommend you see Dog Soldiers. It's quite funny in parts as well. And the visual effects, the practical visual effects of the werewolf things, amazing. But anyway, back to The Descent. There's one bit where, because obviously they have cameras down there, so one bit where one woman is like panning through and you're seeing everybody else and they're all like worried and like, oh, what do we do? And then she gets to the end and then you just see this creature standing right there next to the others, and it's just like, oh, hello. Number 9 is Drag Me to Hell. Now this one, it's not all out scary, but there are some pretty freaky moments. Really good practical effects in this, and it's only a short film, but it's full on. It's one of those films that doesn't mess around. It goes in, it starts, it goes all out right to the end, and then you're just left there sitting there like, what just happened? A bank worker gets cursed. She wants a promotion, so she's being really harsh on this old woman and not giving her money, and the woman really wants the money, and then she gets cursed, or she curses the woman, and then she dies, so the main woman can't apologize, and it just gets worse and worse, and it just doesn't let up, and oh my god. Number 8, The Fly, and I'm talking the one with Jeff Goldblum in it. Jeff Goldblum is he's just amazing. The scientist is trying to invent teleportation, I think. I'm really sorry, I probably should have done more research, but I've been just so busy. Anyway, a guy's trying to invent teleporters, and so he thinks he's done it, and he goes to experiment on himself, puts himself in it, and he doesn't see this fly come in, and he transports himself to the other pod, which is great. He doesn't realise that the fly was in there, and eventually things start appearing on his skin, and his skin starts coming off, and he starts getting all like weird in the head. There's a spew scene which goes crazy out of hand. You'll know it when you see it. So good. Again, amazing practical effects. It's just so much more real and gory and when you know that it actually is there. Again, not like scary, but it is messes with your brain, and it is one that could give you goosebumps. Number 7 is The Evil Dead 1 and 2. I know I'm kind of cheating on this, and again, this is another Sam Raimi film, or films, but I couldn't decide between 1 and 2, so I'm putting them both at number 7 because they're both genius. I mean, the effects for the first one in particular do look a little bit like Play-Doh, but it still holds up. I mean, it was made low budget and over a fair amount of time, but it was made with love, and Oh my god, it's just so good. Again, dark humor. I like dark humor in horror. There's not enough dark humor in good horror films. Why is that? But anyway, there's a lot of good gore, but it's kind of like Play-Doh-esque colourful gore, so it's not quite like, but it still does quite. You know what I mean. It is still pretty full on, and there are some bits. The stinging zombie lady, she freaks me out. One is a bit more full on. It kind of echoes the first one, but then it takes it a bit further, and Bruce Campbell just goes a bit oh my god, Bruce Campbell, love you. He's so good. Groovy. Comic Book Girl 19 has done an epic review of Evil Dead 2. You should watch it. It's brilliant. It's in depth, unlike this video. She's done her homework and she's awesome, and I've got a girl crush on her. Number 6, 28 Days Later. It's another one of these ones which is not overly long, and it starts right in the action. There's no faffing around. It just throws you right in with the main character, and I love that it starts with him waking up and being like, what's going on? And that's great, because you're also like, what's going on? There are some really freaky bits in this one, and this is scary. And I think there's a really good bit when they're trying to jumpstart the cab in the tunnel, and then like they see a whole load of rats running past them, and one of them says something like, oh, when the bad things are running away from something, you know it's really bad. People experimenting on animals, and the animal activists are trying to do right. And unfortunately it goes really wrong, because one of the monkeys that has been experimented on is infected with rage, I think it is, and one of them gets bitten, and then almost straight away she turns into it's not really a zombie because she doesn't die and then come back to life, but she goes all like hyper zombie, and then obviously that spreads, and then yeah. Number 5, The Exorcist. I know some of you are going to be like, what? That's number 5? Yeah, I don't know, it does freak me out, and I've seen the full uncensored version with the crucifix, which was like, the music is awesome, the effects, again, practical effects. That girl, oh my god, she can't have been that old, but apparently she found it really fun to film, which is good on you, well done. There's not really much to explain. Girl gets possessed by the devil himself, I believe, and special priests are called in to deal with it, and it gets pretty intense. Just the girl's face is pretty. Ooh. Number 4 is The Thing. Oh my god, The Thing. I saw this, actually I think I saw this during Halloween at a friend's house. Oh boy! This one is very tense all the way through, because there's this team of scientists in the Arctic, Antarctic, one of those, doing some sort of sciencey stuff. I don't know. And you see this dog, and it's running away from a helicopter, and it gets away, and they find it at the base, and they're like, oh, we'll take you in, poor little doggy. No, that dog is actually a morphing alien which just wants to eat everything, or every living thing. And oh boy, the transformations, oh my god, again, practical visual effects, amazing. Oh my god, I would love to be involved in that one day, or just have a go. I mean, wow, it's so impressive, and it looks so much more insane because it's actually there. And oh man, I mean, the imagination these guys had to make it all, it's so good, and there's so many jumps in it, and you don't know who the alien is and where it's gonna pop out from and who it's gonna, oh man. And the end, when you like, with the breath mist and then the not breath mist, if you've seen it you know what I mean. Number 3, Wreck. I know Quarantine is the English remake. Leave that one, because it's shot for shot. It's probably a nice decent film, but watch Wreck first. It is Spanish. It's insane. Again, short, sharp, shocking. The best kind of horror film, really. It's a Spanish reporter I think she's just starting out. She's following firemen and for a documentary or something like that. They get called to an apartment block building because there's a woman who's gone insane and she's locked in her apartment. So they go up there, they knock down the door, and she is batshit crazy. Like, she starts attacking them, and they can see she's like not right, and they deal with her. And then, but one of them, I think, it starts from there. It's just kind of 28 Days Later mixed with like Day of the Dead, kind of trapped in an apartment building. Really good, really good. And oh my god, the end when they get up to the attic, I was literally like, this one freaked me out. Number 2 is, again, it's a twofer. It's Alien and Aliens. I can't decide. They're both really good. The first one was by Ridley Scott and the second one was by James Cameron, and they're both really good. I mean, the first one was really intense. I don't need to go over the story, do I? I'm sure you all know the story by now. But it's, again, practical visual effects. They just make things so much scary. Are you hearing this, modern day directors and studios? Practical visual effects are much more scary. The alien looks so scary, and I was just like this the whole time. And then I had neck and shoulder problems for a week afterwards because I was just like, where is it? Where is it? Oh my god, it's so good. And I love what they do with the main female character because she's very like, I'm gonna kick, especially in the second one, which is why the second one is also really good, because she knows what she's been through, and everyone's like, oh, we're gonna kick its butt. She's like, nope, you're all probably gonna die, and I'm gonna have to just clean up this mess, which she kinda does. But obviously there's two more films. Yes, 2 more films after that one. But anyway, the Alien films, oh my god, if you haven't watched them by now, you're either too young or you need to get on that, because they are so intense, they are so well filmed, and amazing. My number 1 scariest film is The Grudge. Oh my god, this is without doubt the scariest film I have ever seen. Just hearing that noise, I know you're probably doing it right now if you've seen it, but just doing that noise gives me, I've got goosebumps. This is probably going to make you laugh. I've only seen the American version, which apparently is nothing compared to the original Ju-1, the Japanese version, just in case you didn't know. But there's no way I'm watching that, because just the American one freaked me out. Oh my god, the woman playing the main ghost. Okay, the story basically, Sarah Michelle Gellar is a nanny who is for some reason working in Japan, and I don't know if it's part of studies or something like that, or it's just a job for while she's over there doing something I can't remember. I've obviously only seen it once, and I kind of forgot all the little details and was just like fuck. But she's over there and she's in a house and she's looking after people, and that house is haunted because a family got killed viciously in there, and the spirits are just so pissed off that they're not going to leave the house, and anyone that goes in the house will just suffer mental and physical torment until they get ruthlessly killed. That film just freaks me out. Oh my god, the woman did such a good job of being the freakiest thing ever. The noise, the face, the way she like moves down the stairs. I know it's a film, but it just, and if anyone does the noise, but anyway, this has been my personal top 10 scariest horror films, and of horror I mean the supernatural kind. I hope you enjoyed. If you disagree, that's totally fine. But I'd really love to know what your top 10 would be. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe and everything, and I'll see you in the next video of whatever it is I'm going to do. And I'm just going to go turn on the lights and make sure that everything that should be locked is locked. Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, what was it? Soul in a jar. Soul in a jar. Soul in a jar. Oh! Fuck! Hi! What the fucking... No! No, thank you.
Goodbye. Is it following? Ah, there he is! Run, 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 run. Left shift to run. Which way are we going? No. No. I'm just running around in circles. This does not